Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. It's great to be inside on a day when it's so cold and wet outside. So I wanted to first welcome you all. Hello, this is East Texas Giving Day. I'm Holly McFarland with East Texas Communities Foundation. We host this little event. I wanted to give you guys a quick little rundown of some upcoming deadlines that you need to be aware of, and then we're going to turn it over to Jordan for his brilliance. Okay, so as a reminder for your upcoming trainings, we have a prizes webinar. That's whenever we will release the prizes for East Texas Giving Day. March 31st is the deadline for nonprofits to register. If you have been sitting on the sidelines trying to decide if this event is going to be a good fit for you, it's now or never. You got to get on the boat if you want to participate. So March 31st is the deadline for that to happen. And we would love to have you if you haven't committed already. And if you need a little extra help, give me a call and I'll be happy to help you figure out if it's a good event for you or not. Okay, April 4th is when giving opens. That means the public can start clicking the little green button that says donate now and support your organization, which fingers crossed, we want a lot of that. So starting in April 4th, that's whenever game day starts, and they can give all the way through midnight on April 26th, which is like the Super Bowl of our giving day. We have presentations coming up on, it's called Celebration Pages. That's our old peer-to-peer fundraiser platform. We updated the name to kind of make it a little bit more exciting. We'll be doing a training on that in a couple of weeks. I do encourage you to at least listen in. You may not participate in the celebration pages. They are just an added feature that are good that you can capitalize on to increase your fundraising. We have a couple of donor stewardship trainings that are going to come up, a couple of videos that I'm going to release as well. But the donor stewardship training is in April, and that is meant to get your wheels turning about how you're going to steward the wonderful, fine people that have given to you during Giving Day. Okay. We have Giving Day signs, the yard signs. Those are available first come, first serve. Primarily, we will give those in the beginning to those that were early registrants. So if you registered in the month of February during early bird registration, you will get first choice, first dibs at those Giving Day signs. And we've released some dates as to when we will be in your city to share those with you. That is starting next Monday. We had to postpone the Lufkin one and the Athens one because our sign producer had a small technical issue, but they are on their way and we will get those out to you, and I will reschedule Lufkin and Athens ASAP. Okay, so now I'm going to kick over the presenting tool over to Jordan. Jordan is with M. Roberts Media. He can give a formal introduction about what he does, but he is our social media guru. Jordan helps me because I can't do it all by myself, and he's brilliant, and I love everything that he does for our organization to help get us out there and to help promote Giving Day in particular. So Jordan, it's all you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Holly. Guys, I'm really excited to be here again. I'm just so pumped about East Texas Giving Day every year. It is just an exciting thing and a great opportunity for you guys as nonprofits to really boost your budget, boost your revenue, and fund those things that you guys are passionate about. And so today I am specifically going to be talking about social media and how to use the power of social media to help aid in your campaign, aid in your East Texas Giving Day campaign. So let me pull up my screen here. And again, I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to be able to, you know, to spend some time here. So let's see. There we go. So the first thing I want to start off with is a question. And whoever gets this question correct by typing it in the chat will get a $15 gift card on me right away. I will send it digitally immediately after this. So if you would, go to your chat section or the I think the question section, but there should be an opportunity for you to chat there and drop a drop a line. Let me know what you think the answer is to this question. So while you guys are thinking about that, you'll see the question down there at the bottom. Let me make sure that this can happen. Okay, good. I see your answer questions. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Very good. All right. So while you're thinking about that, 5 steps. First, these are the 5 steps to have a successful campaign using social media on our 4 East Texas Giving Day. 1 is have a goal. 2 is make a plan. 3 is gather a community, and 4 is execute. And we're going to be reviewing a lot of things that Holly talks about in some of her other presentations and that other presenters have talked about. And so the goal hopefully is to kind of combine everything that you've been hearing and leading up till now and will continue to hear for a successful campaign. So a lot of you guys have submitted your answers, and it looks like the first one to answer correctly, again, this is what year was Facebook first available to the public? And the answer is 2006. Beth Shepard, you answered that correctly first. So I will be sending you a $15 digital gift card. If you would, see if you can either in the answer section or in the chat section directly to me, send me your email. If you can't get it to me, I'll ask Holly and we'll get you that $15 gift card. So thank you everyone for asking, participating in this little quiz. I thought we'd kick it off with something a little fun. So again, here's how to have a successful Giving Day, East Texas Giving Day campaign on social media. And we talked about all of these, yes. I guess there's 4 steps now. I removed some. Here's what I want to do. We can spend a lot of time talking about the details and talking about some of the nitty-gritty stuff, but what I want to do during this time is show you guys some examples of what other nonprofits have done, other nonprofits are doing during campaigns like or during East Texas Giving Day. So we'll look at some campaigns for Giving Tuesday. We'll look at some campaigns used for East Texas Giving Day, and hopefully you guys can be inspired by some of the things that you see here. Now, the first thing I want to say before I even get into have a goal on social media is this, I know this is something that Holly reiterates a lot, but the success of your campaign and you raising funds on East Texas Giving Day depends on how much you put into it. So if you're expecting this to be just a passive event where money just starts coming in magically, you're gonna probably be disappointed. That might happen, and definitely could, but in order for your campaign to be successful, you have to put a little thought into it. You have to put some planning into it, and that's why we have these webinars right here, so that you can begin thinking, oh, okay, that is something that me and my team need to do and need to get thinking on. And I know some of you are solo folks at your nonprofit, so maybe it's something that you just haven't thought about. So that's what I want to say before we get into this. But the first thing is this: to have a goal with social media. A lot of times we think it's something that just casual and we randomly kind of throw stuff on there. But I'd like to encourage you guys during East Texas Giving Day to think about what your goal is for social media. What is your what result do you want to have on social media? Here's some questions that I want you to ask yourself. What is your goal for East Texas Giving Day? That can be a lot of things. Primarily, it's going to be how much do you want to raise? And that obviously doesn't just have to do with social media, but in general, it's good to know this number so that as you get on social media, it can drive kind of your efforts on there. Second thing is again to ask, what is your goal for social media? What do you want to use it for? Do you want to use it for awareness? Do you want people to just know, hey, this is happening, here's an opportunity? For engagement, do you want people to interact with you? Do you want it to be an update of, hey, we're building a new cabin and we really could use some support on it? Is your goal donations, and how much finances are you wanting to achieve? What's your goal there? Is your goal on social media just kind of an extra giveaway, an excitement sort of generator? Maybe it's all of these things. Start thinking about, what do you want to do on social media? How do you want to use it during East Texas Giving Day? And then think about this: how important is social media in your overall campaign? It's important to remember that while social media is great and it's a great way for you to connect with your audience, you should not be relying primarily, like singularly, on social media. You've got to be sending out those emails to your donors. You've got to be talking to some key supporters of your nonprofits in your community. Just letting them know, letting your board know, hey, East Texas Giving Day is happening. Would you mind just telling a few people in your circle about it? It's a collaborative effort. There's a lot of things that go into this, and social media is just one piece of the puzzle, even though it can be a powerful piece. So here's some goal examples, right? We talked about having a goal. These are, again, some more specific things that you might want to do on social media. On social media, you might want to let people just know specifically how they can support your nonprofit. What will their money do? You guys probably been around nonprofits long enough to know that people really want to know what their money is going to do when they donate it to your nonprofit. So let them know that. Show pictures of projects, show pictures of kids, show pictures of horses, whatever your nonprofit does. Visibly show that and let your donors know this is what you're giving to when you give on East Texas Giving Day. And I would pick something specific. Don't just choose a general fund. Say, hey, when you are giving to East Texas Giving Day this day, you are going to help support, 3 support group meetings, or 1 child going to camp, or whatever it is. Pick some specific things to let your donors know this is how you're helping, and broadcast that on social media. Here's your goal: might be to get people to just comment on your photos. You might ask a question, have a poll. You might have people enter a giveaway, and that's a way that you can engage with those people on there. Your goal might be to have people watch a live video to get to know about your nonprofit. Maybe you're new and you just want to leverage the opportunity to be a part of East Texas Giving Day, to share with the community who you are and what you're able to offer through your nonprofit. Again, communicate a single financial goal to your followers. This is so important because people like to see tangible goals. They like to see numbers. They like to see people, nonprofits, meeting those goals. So those are some things that you guys need to be thinking about as you go into East Texas Giving Day in general, but specifically social media. Okay, here's some examples specifically with letting people know how they can support a nonprofit. This organization, Lemonade International, on Giving Tuesday, they specifically had a gift catalog. I get catalogs like this, especially around Christmas, that just show exactly what my money is going to do, and I get to decide how I want that money to be spent. So you might not have these exact button options on the East Texas Giving Day portal, but you could have a list on there. Say, hey, if you give $25, this is how we would use your donation. If you gave $50, this is how we would use your donation. Just this is a creative way for you to share with your community, to share with your donors how their money is going to be used or could be used. So just want to get your brain turning and begin thinking about ways you can do this. And that photo on the left is a social media, just a clip from their social media, and then on the right, that is their actual website. So that's an idea that you guys, I wanted to just share with you guys. The next one is just make a plan. So you've got a goal, right? You've got a financial number. You want to share what your money is going to do on social media. You know how you're going to use it or what you want to use it for, but then make a practical plan. What are some ways that people are going to be able to achieve those goals? How will you achieve your goals on social media? Designate a point person. Figure out if there's a few members on your team or several. Designate who's going to be that point person for social media, who's actually going to do the clicking and the mouse moving and putting those things out there for everybody to see. That's important to make sure that's clarified, because there might be a mix-up if there's multiple people. And then think about what elements and avenues of social media you're going to use. So there's all kinds of directions you can go with this, right? The things that you put out there. There's all kinds of platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. A lot of where you're going to post is determined by who your audience is, and a lot of you guys know that. For most donors, you're going to find them on Facebook. But who knows, if you're a clothing store that helps, give free clothing to foster girls, Instagram might be where you need to be. So kind of designate who your audience is and where you're going to reach them. Live video is a huge asset. So man, 2020 was the big year for live video, right? Everybody went there because we couldn't meet in person, and people started doing live streams like crazy, and now that's just become an expected and integrated part of the social media experience. And so if you're new to live video, there's a lot of great tutorials and just websites that'll show you how to do that, but it doesn't have to be intimidating. It can be an elaborate setup, but it can also just be your Facebook app on your phone, and you giving a tour of your new facility that you're building and wanting to raise funds for on East Texas Giving Day, right? It can be as easy as that. Do you want to do a pre-recorded video? Maybe you get some people together to do a testimony video. Maybe you want to do a little promo video. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Again, just put some clips together in Movie Maker on your computer, or there are editing apps out there on your phone. Do you want to do giveaways on social media? Maybe post some staff photos and videos sharing why they think East Texas Giving Day is significant. A venue or a nonprofit tour, right? If you have a space to show off, use that to show it off and to share. Consider ads. That's a whole nother realm of social media where you can put a little money behind your posts, behind your movement, and we'll talk about that briefly in a little bit. And then how are you going to collect those elements or those items? How are you going to collect those staff photos, those testimonies? How are you going to plan the live video, the nonprofit tour? Begin maybe making a document and having a list of some of these things, and then assigning them out to different people on your team, and set in due dates for those things to happen. And then the important thing too to ask is, when will you post? You need to be ramping up to East Texas Giving Day. It's important to begin posting now to raise awareness in the community. And the more that all of us begin posting together about East Texas Giving Day, the more successful all of our campaigns are going to be. So tagging the East Texas Giving Day page, using hashtag ETGD or hashtag ETGD22, those sorts of things, when we begin doing that collectively, we're going to help all of us succeed. So begin planning out those posts, and then doing more and more and more as East Texas Giving Day comes. And then on East Texas Giving Day, post several updates throughout the day of your goals being reached or met. Here's some examples of what other nonprofits are doing. This is just a nonprofit that I follow. On Giving Tuesday last year, they did this really great live stream. It was pretty long. It was 4 hours long. I'm not saying do a 4-hour live stream. But it incorporated a lot of different things that I loved. It incorporated live video. They had live musicians on their live stream, raising funds for this nonprofit. They had pre-recorded videos that they integrated into there. They had specific financial goals. You can see right there, they have a bar, and that's actually just a screenshot that they put there from their website. And then they had a final goal in mind too, that they shared with everyone over and over again. And then for this movement, they created a custom website link. So it is important to make sure you're directing people to the Giving Tuesday page, but you might have a little bit more information that you want to put on your website, or you want to redirect to the East Texas Giving Day page. Consider creating a custom website link. And then use hashtags. They did a great job. Hashtag Giving Tuesday is what they used. Use hashtag ETGD or ETGD22. Anyway, so I loved this. This was entertaining. I am not gonna lie, I had this in a minimum screen in the bottom left corner as I was doing work, and it was so fun to just see the goal being met and people giving and donating. So that was awesome. Fun example there. Another example, hey, East Texas Giving Day did this. Wow, this is what some other nonprofits doing. This year, I want to encourage you guys to think outside the box. I'm very proud of Holly. She got a Cameo on cameo.com. You can go and there are different celebrities on there, and you can actually pay. It would be less than you think. You can pay people to make a specific video for your East Texas Giving Day campaign and then post it and use it on social media, which is crazy, right? It's crazy that that's the kind of world we live in now. But think outside the box, things like this. I'm very proud of Holly and East Texas Communities Foundation for this. This was last year on East Texas Giving Day. We did a live video kind of updating throughout the day of the things happening. And for this, we did use a camera setup and some computers and stuff. But I love, we got members from the community, featured known locals who were passionate about East Texas Giving Day. That is Mayor Warren holding the sign in the background, which was just a fun, man, that was such a fun day. And so anyway, yeah, be fun and be engaging there in your live streams. So the next thing is this, have a goal, make a plan, gather a community together. And this is something that you've already talked about, hopefully, or already been thinking about. I know Holly did a webinar on it, but matching funds is so important to consider and to let your audience know on social media. So be clear, let people know what your end goal is, let people know what your matching funds are, and then communicate that on social media. Gather a community for this event. Here's something else. Gather a group of post sharers. So gather a dedicated group of people who, when you do a post related to East Texas Giving Day, you either text them or email them and say, hey, I just did a post about East Texas Giving Day. Would you mind sharing it? And probably communicate to them beforehand that you would like for them to be in a post sharer group, right? That would be an ethical move. But ask them, gather a group of committed on staff maybe, or just volunteers who are willing to share posts so that you can reach a greater community. Ask friends of your nonprofit to record and send in videos that you can use in your posts. Maybe that's volunteers, maybe that's your board, maybe it's your clients. Get your community involved in this. Don't just do it alone. Ask other people to be a part of what's going on East Texas Giving Day. And then again, like we mentioned, use the East Texas Giving Day community. Tag the East Texas Giving Day page, use the hashtag ETGD or ETGD22, and let's get this movement going. And it really is true. I'm not trying to be cheesy. The more we all post about this, the more exposure we all have. So make sure you're integrating into the overall East Texas Giving Day community campaign to make the most of what's going on. So gather that community around you. Here's a great example from the Humane Society of Cedar Creek Lake, a beautiful area out there. But I love this post that they did. And this was a post that they already did on February 22nd. They are ahead of the game, and they're just excited, and they're talking about matching funds in their post already. So I love that they're already doing that. They have exciting photos of people in here. They've got, their pets in there. It is just a fun, engaging post. They tagged other Facebook pages, right? And when you tag other Facebook pages like East Texas Giving Day or the other one listed there, you're tapping into their audience as well. And so it becomes a greater community when you post. They tag the East Texas Giving Day page, use the hashtag right there. I love that. And then they have their own hashtag too, Humane Society or Help Our Shelters, right? And so they're continuing to integrate into their overall, probably year-long campaign as well in this post. So I loved this example. Holly sent it over. This was so great and easy to connect with. And you can see they've got a lot of engagement on the post too. Oh yeah, the last line is puppies. People love babies and puppies. So if you can post any of those, good on you. So there's that. The last thing is this: just execute it. put it into action. Don't make all this effort to make a plan and then just don't do anything about it. Get out there. Make sure everyone knows their roles. Again, make sure everyone knows who's going to be gathering the videos, who's going to be talking to your community, who's in charge of matching funds, who's in charge of pushing the button to schedule a social media post. Make sure the team is prepped and set to go for East Texas Giving Day, specifically with social media. And then schedule your posts ahead of time. Don't spend a lot of time fretting over when you should post. If you can actually just schedule it all out, which you can on Facebook and Instagram. If you go to business.facebook.com, there's an option there in the post and story section for you to schedule your posts ahead of time. So make sure you take advantage of that, and you don't feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants at that point, right? You feel like you've prepared. You don't have to stress or worry about what's going on social media. Continue to interact and engage with people who comment and stuff after it's posted, but definitely go ahead and have that schedule. Maybe even literally, and I do this with accounts that I manage, like have a calendar there and plan out, this day we're doing this post, this day we're doing this post, and write down just on a calendar all the days that you're planning to post and what those posts are going to be about, right? So put it into action. That's a great and easy way to do that. You can also use Creator Studio. So there's business.facebook.com. That has something there, but then also /Creator Studio is another way to schedule those posts. We mentioned this before, but gradually increase your posting up to East Texas Giving Day and then post updates on the day of. Consider boosting your posts. So I'm going to tell you something that's kind of sad. The statistics tell us that usually only 2% of your followers see your Facebook post. So I might have just let a ton of you down. If you're depending on Facebook to be your buglehorn to let everybody who's involved in your nonprofit know what's going on, it is going to fall drastically short, because on average, only 2% of your followers see a post. That's the harsh reality. And of course, Facebook wants to make money. So another way that you can make sure people see your posts is by boosting your posts. And that is you putting a little bit of money in or on Facebook or Instagram or other platforms for that to get broadcasted out there. There's lots of great help articles online about boosting posts and about ads. I'm with M. Roberts Digital, and we do that as one of our services. So you're definitely free to talk to me. No pressure at all. We love being a part of East Texas Giving Day, regardless of the outcome that we get as a business. But we offer that service as well. And then here's a big important step. When it's all said and done, don't forget to update your donors on what impact they made, right? So if you have this huge call to action, this huge goal, and things are coming in and it's going great, and then you forget to tell people about it, right? That's not going to set up your donors for ongoing success. You want those donors to continue to ride that train of excitement well beyond East Texas Giving Day, right? So make sure they know what happened and what kind of impact they made on East Texas Giving Day. U.S. Soccer, they congratulated their supporters on a record-breaking Giving Tuesday and followed up with this post, and then they continued to ask them in the actual text of the post to continue to give. So that is it in a nutshell, guys. I wanted to not have an extensive, super just nuts and bolts sort of thing, but I wanted to give you guys specifically a picture of how to have a successful Giving Day campaign on social media for East Texas Giving Day. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email Holly, email myself. I'm Jordan at mrobertsdigital.com, mrobertsdigital.com. And I'd love to help you guys with your social media campaigns. But we're proud to be a part of it. Remember, the effort of the success of your campaign, it depends on how much effort you put into it. So I wish you all the best of luck, and thank you so much for your time.
That was great. Thanks so much, Jordan. Okay, so I love the idea of the share group for social. That's phenomenal way to tap in. That's a great way to increase your circle of influence. So I encourage y'all to do that with your board, because then you can tap into their friends. So if you tell them ahead of time that you want to include them in pushing out your social media messages. So if they have social accounts, like say Facebook, we'll use that as the uh, vehicle here. um, then you tell them, hey, we're going to share out at 10 a.m. about the prize for blah, blah, blah. And hopefully they will share that out as a simple click and to forward it out to their friends. And their friends can see it, hopefully get past that 2% roadblock that Facebook has put up in front of us, and hopefully get you guys some leverage out there. Um, Let's see. And congratulations to Miss Beth for winning. She won the gift card that Jordan's going to work on. So yay. We'll make sure that that she gets all that. I've got her email address here. As a reminder, this video has been recorded and will be available for you to watch as many times as you need. It will be on easttexasgivingday.org under nonprofit resources. That's where all of the catalog of past webinars lives. Again, we appreciate you tuning in today on this cold, wet March day. But I know you're learning and you're taking in all of this information, and you're going to have a very successful Giving Day campaign. So again, I will have this posted hopefully at least by tomorrow end of day, hopefully quicker than that. Thanks for tuning in. And if you do have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note. Thanks. Bye.